Welcome to Conversations with Spirit, where we dive deep into the mystical and enchanting realms of spirituality. I'm your host, spiritual medium Lauri, and together with special guests, we explore a world of spiritual insights and experiences, as well as offer captivating mediumship and oracle card readings. Tune in for enlightening conversations that will uplift your soul and expand your consciousness. Hey, everybody. A few technical glitches tonight. Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. How is everybody doing? I'm so excited to be here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I've changed some things around in case you haven't noticed. And I am so happy to be here tonight. I'm happy to share my life with you. I'm happy to give you guys readings. So bring it on, friends. Okay, but I want to say a couple things before we start. Okay. Before we begin, I like to tell everybody that I do this show in conjunction with a website called evolveme.com. And it is a all things metaphysical and spiritual website whose mission it is to facilitate and empower personal enlightenment to anyone that seeks it. On the site, there's retreats, there's mediums, there's healers, there's classes, there's development circles, there's workshops. So I just invite you all to check it out. So thanks for listening to my little commercial. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Tonight, we are going to be doing readings, friends. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Hi, Peaceful. Hi, Maria and Heather and Liz, Paula and Iris. Nice to see you, Liz, Paula, June. And I've got Jess and Potomac Wink and Lindsay and R. Kessler Miller. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for being here. We're going to do readings. I just want to say one thing before we start readings. Okay. You know, I always have to do something that's like a little teachy, because that's kind of who I am, right? I'm a little teachy in a good way, I hope, right? So, you know, I know a lot of people that have been having issues lately. Like their communication is off with their loved ones or coworkers or whatever. And, or things just aren't going right. Or, you know, tell me if you guys understand this, because or if it makes sense to you, right? There's so much going on in the world. And I want to say one little thing. Okay, 2 little words. What if, right? Even if things seem to be going by the wayside and you're just arguing with your partner or whatever, right? What if the world was perfect? What if we just loved each other no matter what? Ooh, I love that. What if forgiveness was the word of the day? You know, what if all was well, or all is well? I'm going to put it in the present tense, right? What if all is well? Beautiful, right? So I want to say that to you because think about that. The next time you're in like kind of an argument, or, you know, or when somebody cuts you off in traffic, or when your coworker takes credit for something you did. What if? So that's my little teachy thing. You know, I love that. Oh my God. And thank you, Peaceful, for saying that. Liz, hi, Liz. You really need a reading because I'm moving forward in my life and things keep stopping me from moving forward, right? What if nothing stopped you from moving forward? Oh my God, seriously, right? So Liz, I'm going to start with you because I really want to say that to you. What if everything was just as it should be? Oh, isn't that something, right? What if everything was exactly the way it was supposed to be? Yeah, I know that's hard. That's hard. It's very, very hard. All right. So Liz, what I'm going to do now that I've said all that, I'm going to pull a card for you and we're going to see, this is my new deck And what is it called? It is called the Ocean Spirit Oracle. And I happened to be on vacation a couple weeks ago and I saw these and I was like, are you kidding me? Of course, I have to get these, right? Had to get them, right? So, Liz, you get the first card pull. And oh, this is so freaking funny. I was just talking about communication and blah, blah, blah. And look what I pulled. I pulled communication card. Oh my God, isn't that funny? Okay, so it says share and receive knowledge. All right, so Liz, the first thing I'm getting for you, the very, very first thing, you're being really hard on yourself. I can just, as I tap into your energy, I'm like, oh my gosh, Liz, you're just being so hard on yourself. Okay. And it's so interesting because as I'm sitting here seeing this and it says communication, right? I'm also thinking of your throat chakra and how interesting that it's blue. Now, probably most of these cards are some sort of blue in there, right? Because it's ocean. But look at this. It's blue. Blue is your throat chakra. I feel like that I'm supposed to tell you, Liz, and give me yeses and nos if this makes sense or if you can understand it, right? I feel like that I am supposed to tell you that speaking and living and being your own personal truth is what's needed in this world for you. Okay? It's needed for all of us, I guess, right? I really think that it's time for you to just go into your heart, connect with your throat chakra, and just speak your truth. Okay. Sometimes that might mean speaking your truth to yourself, to be honest, but it might also mean speaking your truth to other people too. Okay. So, Liz, I'm going to leave you with that. I'm praying that that makes sense. And I'm praying that, in your meditations, connect your heart chakra to your throat chakra. Do meditations like that. Ooh, awesome, right? Okay. And I wish you the best, Liz. That is what I'm trying to do as a life coach. And I keep having issues with social media, tech issues nonstop, right? I can only say to have patience, right? And I usually use the 3 Ps for when Mercury's in retrograde, but it is not in retrograde right now. But the 3 Ps, this is like great for like life in general. Patience, persistence, because you got to keep moving forward. Okay. And positivity. What about if you change that? I keep having tech issues nonstop. What if you shifted that? Get my what if reference, right? What if you shifted that to, you know what? I'm having tech issues. I'm going to shut this down and tomorrow everything's going to work out great. My computer, social media is all going to work out perfectly. Right? I love that for you. I love that for you. Wasn't sure you were doing it right in the social media or not. There's no, you know what? There is no I think there's no formula for social media because it's just craziness. Just my opinion. Right? So, Liz, I wish you the best. And I know that you are on a beautiful path. I can totally see it. For some reason, I keep seeing it's like a rainbow for you, but I keep seeing flowers, like moving ahead. So I wish you the best. I wish you the best. Okay. So, so let's go up here. A couple of people said that this is so much fun. I'm loving this. I miss giving readings. Paula, bring it on. What can I do for you, Paula? Is there a loved one in spirit that you would like to hear from, or is there an area of your life that you'd like to have some clarity on? What can I do for you? Oh, thanks for being here, you guys. I appreciate everybody being here. Jocelyn and yeah, I can't pronounce any of this. I can't pronounce any of those names. Anyway, all right. So Paula, what is it that I can do for you? My friend Joe, who has passed. All right. So let's see. Wow. Joe, and give me, if you can, okay, because I got to tell you guys how I do this, right? Give me yeses and nos. I'm not scared if you say no. Like, it's not going to offend me if you were like, I have no idea what you're talking about, whatever, right? So just bring, like, give me yeses and nos. Okay. So immediately when I said, okay, where is Paula? Where is Paula's friend Joe? I see a very hard worker, very hard worker. And again, give me yeses and nos if you could. I feel like that he tried, like, I feel like that his intentions were so good, but things didn't quite work out exactly right. Okay. So does that make sense to you, Paula? Because he's a beautiful soul, a beautiful, beautiful soul. Hey, Jess. Beautiful soul, Paula. I feel like that he's telling me this is a really interesting message. And again, if I don't get to give you all a reading, because there's a lot of you on here, you might be able to you might get a message from the readings I'm giving. So just keep that in mind. Okay. The message I'm getting for you, Paula, is this. I feel like that he is saying, you know what? I worked really hard in my life to stay in this great place, to like know that I did my best and all of that stuff. And you know what? He didn't have a whole lot of money is what I'm hearing. Is he's telling me this, right? But he had money, he had, but you can't take any of it with you. He's like, so you know what? I could absolutely just absolutely I could absolutely be content if I was just being just being happy. Like, there was always a thing that he wanted to be doing, if that makes sense. Like, he always wanted to get more and get higher in, whatever he was doing, that sort of thing. But he's like, you know what? Appreciate and have fun every minute that you can, because life is short. Things happen. Loved ones pass, I love that. That's great. Yeah. So Paula, that is the message for you, but I'm sorry. I'm taking that for me too, because it's true, right? If we can just look around us, stay in the present moment, right? There's no guarantees peaceful. Thank you for saying that. If we can just live in the present moment, right here, right now, and another one of my favorite little sayings, nothing is right. Nothing is wrong. It just is. It just is. So, yeah. Yes, I can tell that you had a real beautiful connection with him. And he really tried to make you happy. I feel like that sort of thing. Like, he wanted you to be so happy. He wanted everybody to be happy, but there was a special something between the two of you. And it doesn't necessarily feel like boyfriend girlfriend kind of thing. It feels more like just real caring, and compassion. So that's what I want to say to you, Paula. He's a beautiful soul, and he's always around you. So you talk to him. Remember that you can talk to him, but then you gotta think to yourself, oh, maybe I'll have to listen to hear what he has to say. So go with that, right? I love it. That is so amazing. Thank you so much, Paula, for being here. Joe is a fun guy. Oh my gosh, he just seems so fun. I love it. So Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so now, um, Jocelyn, I don't know how to pronounce, and I'm so sorry. It says, this is from Instagram. Can I ask you, do you need to see a picture or a person in order to find out what or if they have a spirit guide or what their name is? Well, I have a whole thing I can say about this, but I'll be what's the word? I'll be specific. Okay. We all have spirit guides. No, you don't. I don't need to necessarily see a picture of somebody to know that they have spirit guides. Everybody has at least one spirit guide with them from birth to death, right? From that's with them their whole lives, right? And then depending on what's going on in your life, there may be ones that come in for a couple of years, a couple of weeks, whatever it is, they come and go, right? Now, here's my thing. Okay. I will most likely, unless they tell me, unless a spirit guide tells me to tell you their name, which has never happened. Okay. It's your responsibility, meaning everybody listening, right? It's your responsibility to listen and have a sort of relationship with them. So if you have a relationship with them, they will let you know their name. When I first found out that I had spirit guides, this is like 25, 30 years ago, it was a long time. I was like, oh, tell me their name, tell me their name. And the lady I was seeing at the time, she said, the medium that I was seeing at the time says, you know, she says, they don't care what you call them. You can call them, because I was telling her that I see like blobs when I'm meditating, right? I see these like blobs. And she said, those are your spirit guides. And I said, well, they're not people. So what am I supposed to call them? And she says, you can call them whatever you want. Call them the blobs. Call them the blobs. And so for affectionately, I've called them the blobs all these years. Isn't that cool? I love that, right? Because it's really important to know. They don't care what their name is. They don't care what you call them. You can call them Lucy. You can call them Ricky. You know what I mean? You can do anything, right? You can call them anything. They just want to have a relationship with you. But the way to really get to know them is, I'm going to say it again, meditate. Yes, if you meditate, that's how you get to know. Okay. So you get to know them. So yeah. So just want to say that. And I think that is such a great question. So thank you for asking that. That's great. Okay. So I'm going to go back. Kim says, I had 2 dads pass away a long 27 years ago. Any messages, please? Okay. So this is Kim. Kim, hopefully you're still here. Are you still here? So that I know that I'm talking to somebody that's actually still here. So yeah, Kim, so if you could just say here, I'm doing roll call. Thanks, Kim. Okay, so let me just tell you what I'm getting about them. I feel like, okay, okay, thank you. I'm talking to my own guides, right? Okay, so let me just explain it this way. This man that I'm seeing, there's 2 here, but the one is stepping forward, okay? You're going to laugh. He looks like Bill Nye the Science Guy. Right? And so tell me if Bill Nye the Science Guy means anything to you. Okay. He's this man, Bill Nye the Science Guy, in case you don't know who he is. He's like tall and thin. He's got kind of a longer face, right? So tell me if that means anything to you. It could be anything. It could be he looks like him. It could be he loved Bill Nye the Science Guy, or he looked, what does that mean to you? Because he's science, and what I love about Bill Nye is that he made science like understandable. I was never a science person, right? I was never a science person, but he made it make sense to me. Okay. So when I say that, that's kind of where my head goes. Okay. So one of them was tall for sure. Okay. Um, this man, he's laughing. He's got the most beautiful smile, I have to say. I don't know if his teeth are, and tell me if this very practical guy. Well, there you go. That's good. So, um, I, oh goodness gracious. Yes, we have, okay. I had to get rid of a few things. Um, Okay, so this man that is here, I feel like that he's got, and tell me if this makes sense to you. He's showing me like his teeth. Okay. He's showing me his teeth. His teeth got great teeth. I'm wondering if they're like real. They look that good. But his smile is what is the thing. His teeth are just like perfect. Does that make any sense to you, Kim? Oh, goodness gracious. Um, yeah, so I would love to know about that. Oh, for sure, that's your dad, Tony. Awesome, awesome. Oh, I love hearing that. He's telling me, he's like, I knew if I showed you my teeth, he's like, I knew she'd know who I was. That's awesome. Okay, so now we can get into a message. All right. His name's Tony. Oh my goodness gracious. Um, his name's Tony. We're getting quite a few spammers here. Okay, so Tony, sorry about that. I apologize, Kim. Yeah, so I have my assistant on here. Hopefully she's gonna delete all of the negative people and all of the yeah, all of the weird people that are spammers. That's, I couldn't think of the word, right? So thank you. um okay, well, people called him that, but his real name was Nathaniel. Okay. So okay, so he's telling me, oh good lord, this is like ridiculous. Okay, I'm just going to continue on. Thank you, Rachel, for fixing that all for me. I appreciate it, because I keep getting pulled back because of these spammers on here. Okay. Okay, so Tony, he says to me, he said, I'm going back just to build the energy again. I'm not going to look at the screens. um, he's telling me, he's saying, I knew that she would know when uh he said, I knew that as soon as I showed you my teeth and my smile, she'd know for sure. um he's telling me something about you being a little bit, I'm going to use the word stressed out, but something about like stressed out, or like just a little bit feeling a little off. Okay. And I'm trying to tap, he's telling me this, and then I'm trying to tap into your energy as well. So he's basically telling me that it's like, there's dis-ease. Oh, that makes sense to you. He's like, stop it. I'm just going to tell you what he's saying, right? So, so Tony is saying, stop it. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop worrying about this is big. Stop worrying about what other people think. Oh my God, I love him. You know what's right and you know what's wrong. And because of that, and he said, what's really cool about this, he's saying this to me. He's like, what's really cool about this message is that you're not telling her anything she doesn't already know. She knows all of this already. Sometimes she just needs to be reminded, right? Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Um, He is an extraordinary man. He's so in your corner, and he's he's doing this like he's got his hand over his heart. I don't know if he ever did that whenever he was alive, but it's just like he wants you to know that you are like he is always right there in your heart. Whenever you need him, he's right there. Okay? So, I'm going to leave you with that. The other father is there, okay? Obviously he's there, but he's not speaking. He wanted Tony to do the talking right now, okay? He's so cool. Oh my gosh. Of course you miss him. I mean, he's extraordinary. Oh my gosh. I think he's extraordinary. So, much love to you, Kim. Oh my gosh. You're very lucky that you have such beautiful, amazing loved ones on the other side. So, yeah. Yes, he was a quiet guy. Yeah, right. Right. The other father. Makes total sense. Total sense, right? Okay. So, I'm going to go peaceful. Are you here, peaceful? You're open to a reading. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, peaceful. Gee whiz. Wow. Okay, so peaceful. What is it that I can do for you? What is it that, oh my goodness gracious. What is it that I can do for you? Is there an area of your life you'd like some clarity on? What is it that I can do? Oh, you are Tammy. Hi, Tammy. Okay, so now I can call you Tammy. Peaceful Tammy. I love that. So what is it that I can do for you? Is there an area of your life that you like clarity on? Or is there a loved one on the other side that you'd like to hear from? You tell me. Wow. Let's see. So I know you're typing, Tammy. Tammy, I have to tell you, I love your energy. While you're hopefully typing in what it is that you want, the type of reading you want, I just keep, and the energy is building, so I'm getting hot. Your energy is, yes, there's peaceful, but I feel like invigorated when I tap into your energy. I love that. I feel like you are a go-getter. And you can tell me if I'm wrong, but that's how your energy feels to me. Having issue with my daughter or hear from loved ones on the other side. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I am going to I'm going to pull a card for you, Tammy, okay? Okay. Okay, so this is interesting. Tammy, okay, so I pulled the deliberation card. The deliberation card. And it says at the feet of Lao Tzu in China. Okay. Lao Tzu was a very prolific, beautiful soul. He wrote oh my God, it's right there. He wrote the Tao Te Ching, and amazing, right? So when I look at this card and it says deliberation, Tammy, what I feel for you, in terms of this reading, I feel like that there's somebody on the other side. I feel like it's I feel like it's a friend of yours. This is going to make sense in a minute, I promise. I feel like, do you have a friend that's on the other side, or someone that was in your, what's the word? In your, like a sister or a friend or somebody that's in your age range. That was the word I was trying to say. Oh my gosh. So Tammy, let me know if that makes sense to you. The reason why I'm saying that is because I've got this lady here. I feel like she's a friend. You do have a friend. Okay. On the other side. I feel like that she is really helping you out on the other side. Okay. From the other side. Her name's Kathy. Okay. Kathy is on the other side and she is helping you with this situation with your daughter. And um, I feel like that she is telling you to try not to read too much into what's happening and the words. This might not make any sense, but this is what I'm getting, so I got to give it to you. The words that are being said. So I'm in my head, this is what I understand, okay? She's Your daughter is like saying things, okay? There are words coming out of her mouth, right? So your friend Kathy is also saying, she's saying, don't listen to the words. Go with what you're feeling when you hear the words. Okay. Now, I hope that makes sense. Kathy is a really astute person, really smart and very intuitive. I feel like she was really intuitive. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, that makes total sense. Okay. So yeah. And Kathy, I don't know. Do you talk to Kathy? Because a lot, I mean, like in your head, because she's loving this. She is like, I could have her on the entire show. I could have her on the entire show and she would be like, it would be perfect. You know what I mean? She'd be having a blast and she'd be yapping, yapping, yapping. She's a great friend and she is your confidant on the other side, you know? Yeah, she is your confidant on the other side. So keep that in mind. Talk to her. And you guys, this goes for everybody. Okay. Everybody, your loved ones in spirit, they can hear you. They can like, you don't have to like say to yourself, oh my gosh, are you there? Can you hear me or whatever? They hear you. Talk to them, you know? And then when you sit in meditation, you may just be able to hear them. Okay. So just going to say that. I love that. I love that. That's such a beautiful, amazing message. So Tammy, I first of all, I love your friend Kathy. She's amazing. Okay. Thank you for bringing her in. I hope that makes sense regarding your daughter. Okay. I wish you the best. I wish you the best. Oh my gosh. Casey, thank you for donating. That is so nice of you. I so appreciate that. Oh my gosh. It makes it so much easier for me to do these lives for free when people donate. So I really appreciate that. And she went to my website and went to the donation page. So thank you so much. And thank you, Tammy. Your friend, Kathy, is freaking amazing. She's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to Instagram. R. Kessler Miller, hopefully you're still there. I have 2 children in spirit, would love to hear from them. Okay, so R. Kessler, hopefully you're still around. Are you still there? Hopefully you're still here. And tell me what I should call you, because we have the names on whether it's YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And sometimes we can't quite tell. You know what I mean? So R. Kessler, let me know. Renee, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to call you Renee and you're here. Yay. All right. So Renee. Oh my gosh. Okay, so tell me if this makes sense to you. I don't understand whether it's the height or what it has, but I'm seeing one tall person and one short person. Does that make sense to you? Like, was one older? I don't, I could make up 652 scenarios as to who they would be and what that means. But I'm seeing I feel like the tall is a boy. Okay. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, good. Tall. And then I feel short. I feel like that the tall one, and give me yeses and nos, Renee. I feel like that the tall one is a boy, and that makes sense to you. Yes. Okay, good. The boy is doing all the talking. Just saying. Okay. Doing all the talking. um, very smart. I'm gonna okay. He's showing. I don't know what age he was when he passed, but he's showing himself to me to be kind of on the like late teens. Okay, that doesn't mean that that was his age when he passed. That's how he's showing me that. Okay, he looks like he feels. First of all, he's very good looking. Okay, and I feel like that he is very he is very good looking, and he is very intelligent. Okay. So let me know if that makes sense to you, Renee. Okay. So what I want to say about this is that he's talking to me about, you can say no, by the way, if it doesn't make sense to you, Renee. Okay. Because I want it to be authentic and real. Okay. Um, he's telling me that, obviously you go through times when you're sad, you go through times when you're happy. Okay. That makes sense, right? That's all of us, right? Whether we've lost somebody that we love or not, right? But he's saying that he's telling me that your lows are very low, and he gets worried about you on that. So when those lows get really low, he's telling me to talk to you about, I don't know, there's either something writing or there's something that you would do to communicate with him. Hopefully hopefully that this isn't weird, right? He's telling me that the lows are low, and he really would love for you to just understand about the energy of this, and that our loved ones on the other side have never really left us. Our loved ones on the other side never really left us. They will continue. He will continue to be by your side. The little person, I'm going to say it that way, right? The little person, the shorter person, is just sitting there smiling. And again, they're not like, I'm not quite able to see. I'm not quite able to see, you know that, and have been okay. The younger person is just smiling, and again, I can't see their face. Like, I'm not seeing, like, so I can't tell if it's a young person, like, or it's very, they're coming through very, pardon me for asking, but did they pass really recently? And did they pass together? And the reason why I'm asking that is because usually when this happens and I can't quite see them very, very well, or I can't understand what they're trying to tell me very well, that usually means that it's like the first time they've ever come through, or uh or it just happened. Okay. So what I will say though is there is so much peace around these two. a lot of peace. You've been smiling a lot. No, many years apart. Okay. All right. I didn't see what you wrote because I didn't click down. Oh, she is your daughter, the shorter one. Got it. He was a baby and she passed 3 years ago. That is crazy. All right. Well, he is showing himself to be really smart, kind of on the tall side. Like, if he had grown up, he would have been on the tall side. Great hair, the whole thing, and beautiful smile and beautiful face. Very good looking. So I'm sure when he was a baby, he must have been adorable, right? Because that's what he's showing me. I don't know why they show me what they show me. I mean, I ask, sometimes they tell me, sometimes they don't. So there you go. He's come through like that before. Oh, that is cool. So he has come through. Okay. Thank you for telling me that, Renee, because That was very confusing. Okay. So I'm not quite sure why he's not showing me too much, or why she's not showing me like anything. But it's like weird because I can kind of hear them. And I feel like both of them are like, I just feel so much peace. So much peace and so much just joy on the other side. Like they are okay. I feel like that. And if you've had readings before, you've probably been told this. They are totally fine on the other side. They worry about you. That's what it is. They worry about you. And of course they would, let me see what else. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, good. Okay, so I am supposed to pull one card for you from them. Because they're trying to, because what happens is whenever a spirit or spirits come through and they're like, it's the connection is kind of a little bit off, a lot of times they'll say, hey, pick a card, So that's what I'm doing. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so ignore the words on here, but look at the it's an angel, willow spirit, it says flexibility, but ignore that part, right? I'm going to say ignore the flexibility part and look at the angels. These are your angels coming through for you. And because it says willow spirit, when you see the wind blowing and stuff, oh my gosh, when you see the wind blowing, just know that that's them. Oh my gosh, how much I love that. Just know that that's them. They're with you, Oh my gosh. So Renee, much love to you. I wish you the best. And they are just beautiful souls. So love to you. Love to you. Okay. So KC, could you see if my father who crossed over has any messages? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Clearing the energy, because that's what you have to do. If anybody has any questions on how I actually do this work, please let me know. I love taking questions about that too. Okay. So KC says, could you see if my father who crossed over has any messages? All right. Tell me now, KC, hopefully you're still here. Do me a favor, give me yeses and nos so that I know if what I'm saying makes sense. Okay. I am seeing, I feel like that he was very tired. Okay. And tell me if this makes sense to you, Casey, right? I feel like that he was very tired. He didn't like, he's he's so sweet. He's trying to make me feel better because I've been really tired lately, right? I feel like that he was very tired. He's making me feel that because that's what I've been dealing with lately, a lot of fatigue and that sort of thing. And he's telling me that he was very tired too. And he's so nice. Like he's on the other side and he's trying to make me feel better. Like that tells you what type of personality he was, right? Does that make sense to you? Is he the type of person that would want everybody around him to be, in good spirits and that sort of thing? Because that's what I'm getting from him. He's a beautiful soul, gorgeous soul. Oh my gosh. He's also telling me that, and at the end, he was in dialysis. That makes sense. Okay. Let me just tell you this, Casey, this is really interesting because what he's saying to me is I feel like that he was kind of a man of a few words. Tell me if that makes sense to you. I feel like that he's a man of a few words. He's saying to me, look up. That is your sorry to say, but that's your message. He wants you to look up. Okay. Always in good spirits. So sweet. Oh my God. This man is like the nicest ever, right? He's telling me, he's like, say to her, look up. Please look up. Okay. Um, so I'm asking him, why are you saying look up? Like, what is it that she's supposed to see when she looks up? Right. And he's saying to me, he's like, there's so much to see. Oh my God. I love him. Holy crap. He's saying to me, he didn't like that. I just said that, by the way. I said crap. He's laughing at me now. But what he said was, what he's making me feel is that he says, there's so much to see when you look up. You know, whether it's daytime, this is him saying this, whether it's daytime or nighttime, it doesn't matter. Look up. There's so much to see. There are stars in the sky. Imagine that he's saying, a few words sarcastic. I love that. He's saying to me, he says, there's so much to see, whether it's daytime, nighttime. He's like, you can see the clouds moving. Like, just watch that. And just imagine, he's like, at night, when you see stars, he says, when you see stars, do you know how many millions of light years away? And he's kind of being sarcastic there. He's like, do you know how many light years away that is? Just there's so much to see. There's so much to like look at. And then when you look back, he's very smart. He's saying, and then when you look back down at where you are, at who you are, and where you are in the present moment, he's like, then it's like a switch flips and you get it. He's like, I spent so long trying to figure things out. Now, I don't know what that means. This is him talking, right? He says, I spent so much time trying to figure things out. But when I looked at right in front of me, when I looked at the people in my lives, the joy in my life, he's like, sometimes I got used to looking past that. Oh my gosh, I love him. Does that make sense to you, Casey? I mean, he really wants you to be in the present moment. I think that's really what that's about. And he's talking to me about, just looking at your hands right in front of you, looking at everything right in front of you, because right here, right now, everything is great. We're talking to each other. We're doing readings. We're in high vibration. You know what I mean? So that's what he's saying. Yeah. Perspective. So, oh my gosh, Casey, I love your dad. He's amazing. What was his first name? Just so I can thank him, please. Please tell me. Oh my gosh. I love that. Absolutely love that. So Soulful Wanderer says, can spirits be resentful or still angry after crossing over? Oh, absolutely they can. Yes, they can. And interestingly, they have a choice. When we pass away, we have a choice. We can either, his name was Bob. Thank you, Bob. When we crossed over, regardless of whether we were, and this is like controversial, okay? Regardless of whether they were an axe murderer or whether they were Mother Teresa, right? You have choices when you cross over. You can move forward, you can progress, or you can sit in the grief, in the fear, in the negative stuff. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So that would be the point there. You have a choice. Yep. So yeah, I know that's kind of like, ooh. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to say about that. Okay. So I've got Autumn Sunrise. Hi, Autumn. Hi, Amanda. Okay. It's been 14 years today since my dad has passed away. Any messages from him? Let's see. let's see, 14 years your dad passed away. That's a long time. Did he? Oh my God. Okay. So let me just tell you what I'm getting because, we're not supposed to actually ask questions, I mean, that's how I teach. Every medium does it differently, but I always make it a point to teach that we shouldn't ask spirits. We shouldn't ask questions, right? Um, so I feel like that he had trouble getting up out of his chair. And this might be towards the end. This might have been early on in his life. I don't know. But I feel like, how like sometimes when you start getting older or you start getting like, like the creaks in your body, right? And you kind of get up and you go, ugh, you kind of make that grunting sound. That's what he is doing, right? So autumn sunrise, does that make sense? Amanda, does that make sense to you? Um, Again, I always ask them for validations, and sometimes those are the types of validations that they give me. I know it's kind of bizarre, but yes, it does. It makes sense. Okay, good. You know what? He liked the ocean, didn't he? Because he's been making me look at my ocean cards. So what are these called again? The Ocean Spirit Oracles, right? So he wants me to pull a card from the Ocean Spirit Oracle for you. Oh my God. He's part of your everyday life, I feel like. Is that true, Amanda? I feel like that he's part of like your life. Like he's with you all the time. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. This says, okay, first of all, it says solitude, but look what it says on the bottom. It says, find your beach. He wants you to go to the beach. He wants you to, I love that. It's so funny. He wants you to go to the beach. He wants you to understand, he just wants you to have some peace, right? And Amanda says, yes, OC Maryland is where we went every summer, and I still want to go there and connect with him. Absolutely. You're going to feel like, I feel like if you go, I don't know if it's possible, if how close it is to you, but I feel like if you go, you're going to get all kinds of messages, and not just from him. I feel like that, and you tell me if this makes sense to you, but I feel like that water is like a real sort of, might sound strange to say it this way, but like a touchstone for you. Does that make sense? I feel like that water is really connecting for you. Like when you go to the beach, it's like, whoa, kind of thing. So I hope that makes sense. Let me see what else he wants to say. He's showing me this visual. Tell me if this, he's showing me a visual of a car and a whole bunch of people piled into the car and lots of kids. I don't know how big the car is, but he visits me a lot. Yes, water is a big thing for me. I get energized. Yeah, exactly. I can totally tell. Does that make sense to you about what I was saying about a whole bunch of kids being in the car and you guys all just driving someplace? I think that does make sense because you're going, ha, ha, ha. So it's just another validation. It's just a happy memory he wants you to sort of pay attention to. So, oh my God, Amanda, that's so cool. I love him. Oh my God, these spirits tonight are so much fun. I feel like that he is like, I'm seeing you and I'm seeing you standing there and I'm feeling like I'm seeing him walking over and giving you a kiss on the cheek. So I'm going to leave you with that. That's so beautiful. Oh my God, I love it. Okay. So that is really kind of all the time I have. But you know what? I want to answer this one question real quick. Do some mediums hear spirits talking or no? How do they know what they are saying? Well, there are, so Heather, great question, by the way. The way it kind of works is this. You know how like we all have 5 senses. Oh boy, I hope I can remember them all. Sight, hearing, touch, smell, taste. I got it. I always forget. I always forget one of them, right? Right. So we have those. Thank you so much, Tammy. Tammy, I appreciate the donation. I appreciate you so much. So we have those five senses, right? The sixth sense that you've probably heard of, specifically because of the movie, right, is actually all of those things in sort of spiritual form, right? So basically, I'm trying to make this short, right? So basically, what it is that there are clairs, okay? Clairvoyance. You probably heard of clairvoyance. That's clear seeing. So that is when I like close my eyes or they show me a picture in my head. A lot of times for me, ooh, and it's really kind of cool sometimes, they will show me videos. Yeah, it's kind of like watching old home movies. It's so cool. I love watching home movies, right? So, and sometimes they'll show me that. So that is a form of clairvoyance. Okay. If you hear clairaudience, that's called clairaudience, and you hear it in your ear, obviously, but it's not really in your ear. It's kind of in your head. Like I have been hearing spirits speak to me tonight, but I've also been seeing spirits speak to me. But also when I'm giving readings, when I'm giving what am I trying to say? When I'm giving when I'm tapping into someone's energy, that's different as well. Okay. So that's more of like a psychic thing, right? Whenever you tap into somebody's energy. So yeah. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope that answered your question. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my favorite deck, the Sacred Forest Oracle deck by Denise Lynn. I'm going to be doing a workshop soon on connecting with spirit. So, keep a listen out, Heather. You might find it fascinating because you can take these courses and I keep them. I may even do this one for free, to be honest. I've been thinking about doing it for free, but if I do it, it'll be like, it might make more sense to you. So okay, so I've got to get rolling, but I'm going to pull one more card. You guys, tonight was so great, and I'm going to be doing this again next week, so please come back next week. If you didn't get a reading, don't take it personally. If you didn't get a reading, spirit leads me to who the spirits that are coming through who needs to get a reading. Okay, so please never take it personally. All right, so this is for all of us, and how freaking cool is this? The eagle spirit, freedom. Oh, freedom. We all have freedom if we choose to have freedom, and it's not just freedom of speech or freedom to live the life that you want. It's not just about that. It's actually freedom to understand spirit. Okay. Spirit is always there. And when we allow ourselves, okay, when we open up our hearts and allow ourselves to truly feel that beautiful peace and joy that spirit has for us, that is true freedom to me. Yes, right, Tammy, free will. I love it. It's so true, so I want to say it that way because freedom is right there. It's all in our heads if we choose for it to be. So I love that. Ooh, what a great way to end this session. Oh my gosh, I love that. And then somebody says, because I can't pronounce your whole thing, have you always had this gift or did you practice? Well, I still always practice. When I was young, I would have these weird things happen to me. And I was raised very Catholic. So it was kind of like we put that to the ways, you put that to the side. We don't, so about 20, I guess around 25 years ago now, I started meditating. And once I started meditating, first of all, my life changed huge, right? Just because I was able to gain a type of peace that was extraordinary for me, right? So then as I was meditating one day, I heard clairaudiently in my head, do you want to listen to the spirits now? Are you ready now? Or do you want to not? It's your choice, is what I heard. And it's like you can turn it on or turn it off, right? And as the story goes, as I've said it 1,000 times, I am not one to shy away from from a challenge like that, right? So I was like, bring it on. Let's try this. Let's see what happens, right? And it's been, I'm just honored that I get to bring through loved ones of yours, all of yours. I'm just honored to be able to do that, you know? So it's beautiful. Yeah. So Peaceful says, mine changed by learning Reiki. Absolutely. Right. It can change everything. So what a great way to finish out the session tonight. Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I appreciate you all so, so much. And go to my website, check out what's going on. I have all these things going on, and I've got new things starting to flip in, right? I've got new fun little things. I'm backing away from some things and putting new things in its place. So I'm just so excited to be able to share some of the stuff with you. So if you ever have any questions, just please let me know. Okay. Love you guys. Thanks so much for being here tonight, everybody. And until next time, namaste.